Our generation might be cooked. And I'm not saying that because I don't think there's no hope for us. I wouldn't have done any of this if I didn't think there wasn't any hope for us. I'm here to convince you and try to, help you realize that there is still hope for Generation Z, or maybe you're Gen Alpha. Either way, both of these generations kind of on their phones a lot. Social interaction is not the best right now. Dating life is hard, friendship is hard, just interacting with human beings it's just hard. Anything's easy behind a screen, but once you start getting in front of people, you're like, freeze up. You don't have anything to talk about. And I think that might be a bit of a problem. I wouldn't panic yet though, because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you just how to fix this problem. Here is how it's done. We begin our journey on an airplane. This isn't my airplane, but I didn't really feel like videoing my airplane, so here's a really random airplane. I take this tram to a van area where I'm supposed to be picked up and taken to my conference. Here's a fun video challenge. If you can guess where I am on this trip, comment it down below. But if you already know, just type the word cowboy. I end up waiting a massive amount of time for this stupid tram to come. Like, I'm in disbelief. We end up waiting like an hour, and it was kind of boring because, again, no friends. So it was really boring for me. But I do meet two really cool guys named Eli and Emmett. Then the van/tram thing finally came.
You finally did it, bro.
I do finally make a friend in Eli, but Emmett is an outsider to this point. Here's some smart advice. If you're ever the first person into the room, my room had 2 beds and a sofa. The sofa's in a completely different room, so instead of risking having to sleep with one of my dudes, because there were going to be 4 of us, and only 3 places to sleep, I decided I'd take the couch, because only one person can sleep there, plus it's in a different room, so you got your own space, own privacy, there's a door and everything. So that's just some friendly advice for the future.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy this stay. At least we have a kitchen. You know what? I can work with this.
We then head off to a pizza place, which is a bit farther than I thought it would be, but props to Eli, he did find us a good pizza place. We take it back to the hotel, and we munch it down, because we are starving. Now you might be wondering, Ben, is there actually going to be any food cooked, or are you just going to talk to us about your trip the whole time? Well, I actually don't know what I'm going to cook. I don't even know why. So, what I'm going to be cooking for you is something kind of special, actually. On this trip, I will be making for you guys. Our meal is the value of friendship. You might be wondering, Ben, that's not actually food. No, it's not. So, honestly, I might not even make this a late night episode. But I don't really know what else I would call it. So it might be episode 11, it might just be its own thing, who knows? But I think we're gonna have a good time, Just gotta learn to, value our time with others and just see where the path takes you. It's okay to just have fun and improvise every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, I love having a mirror right there because I can see if I'm in the frame or not. And it's actually pretty darn cool, guys. We were then forced to go to a party because it was opening night. I personally am not normally the biggest fan of parties. This party was actually awesome. Okay. Emmett and I spent most of the night trying to get Eli a girlfriend, but eventually we had to give up, and we helped this guy we call Dapper just dance with a bunch of girls. I eat breakfast with Emmett the next day. I try an omelet for the first time. I then meet a cool girl named Maya. I just call her May. She ends up being pretty cool, but more on her later. We sit in a line for like 20 minutes to get some headshots, grab some lunch, which actually turned out to be surprisingly delicious, then listen to Eli's roommate Tim talk for like 45 minutes straight about who knows what. In the middle of all of this, I realized I've lost my AirPods. Now, I thought they were in my hotel room, but we had ridden the bus to the airport, so I must have left them in there. But I had been getting reports that AirPods left behind, and I could not track them, so I was getting very, very worried. But one of Emmett's leader guys did end up asking me, hey, did you lose your AirPods? I'm like, yeah, and some guy had them, so we'll get to that later. Funny, so we got me, Eli, the whole friend group got split, so I was on a bus by myself, or so I thought. But I get to the arcade, and I'm walking by myself, and I bump into Dapper. I didn't mention earlier, but Dapper is actually Mormon, so he was dressing like a Mormon, so I bump into him. He's wearing normal people clothes. And I'm like, whoa, hey, Dapper? And so I could hang out with him the rest of the time. We do end up finding Emmett, and then after a while, we finally find Eli. Here's me and Dapper looking lost, because this arcade is very tiny with over 500 people in it, so it's kind of hard to, find something to do. This random guy asked me if I want to come up and play this virtual reality game, and I say, you know what? I want to video that instead, and it looked really, really cool, but I'm glad that Emmett and Dapper got to play it. Good shot. This is Sal. More on him later. I then find a really cool room and I'm like, Emmett, let's go check it out. Now I'm just gonna say, it blew my mind. Secret room? Dude! I don't care what you say, there is no such thing as patterns in Pac-Man. Okay, are these kind of games just not for me or something? I do then proceed to go play laser tag where I am split from my boys, so I'm back with Dapper, but I get put on a team with a guy and 2 girls versus 5 guys. 5 guys. And I do everything I can, but we just get cooked the whole time. Our 2 girls are sitting in the corner the whole time, me and the other dude are doing our best. Eventually the other guy leaves, so it's literally just me and 2 girls. And I get bored, so I decided to go switch teams with the other dude, and he actually did. And after I got tired of trolling my teammates, we just went back to his base and I just kept shooting his gun and trying to get the highest score ever. This is crazy. I then am dumb enough to try and go get some tickets because I did not realize that our cards were not getting tickets. So it's kind of a bummer. Another 40.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Bro, I've never won that before. That's actually crazy.
You're on video.
Bro, you got that video?
Yeah.
Let's go. And then, in all miracles, someone did have my AirPods, and he got them to me. And my friends were happy too.
Day 2 is a wrap. We do got some very sad news incoming tomorrow, but at least we got the AirPods back. But tomorrow, it's gonna be a very, very sad day. But apart from that, good night, sleepyheads.
Morning. Was that tough? Please let me know if that was tough or not. Emmett and I have another breakfast together. 2 of them actually, one at the hotel and one at the convention center. I honestly cannot even tell you what we did that morning. So skip to lunch.
No shot I'm eating that.
What's about to happen? You're about to leave. Yep, you heard it right. Emmett was leaving. It's complicated, but he had just gotten all of his schedules wrong, and you know what? This really disappointed me, Emmett. Come on, man. We take Emmett to Starbucks, which is back at the hotel, where we're meeting his dad to take him back home. We walked there with our new pal Sal, who I don't really remember how he got with us. I've told this story like a bunch of times already, and I'm really sorry, Sal. I just don't remember how you got with us.
Not gonna lie, I don't see him.
But all good things must come to an end.
How's it going? Hey, I'm Eli.
I'm Ben.
Ben, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
You guys are going back.
I'll see you, man.
There, man.
It was nice getting to know you, man. I appreciate you, being my friend. It
See you next year.
was nice to meet you. One of my friends. You talked to me at the airport. That was pretty nice. Yeah. I head back to my hotel room to just rewind and figure out what I plan to do for the rest of my trip. I hadn't really mentioned it much, but Eli did have other friends, so he had been separating from us a little bit. So it had to be me and Emmett a lot. So I'm like, okay, Eli is he's still gonna be there, but like, what am I gonna do whenever I don't have him there? So I sat in my room and I contemplated for a little bit, but I just realized, you gotta reach out, or you just gotta talk to people, and I wouldn't rely on them coming to you, even though people will. You gotta try and do things for yourself. So I end up in a restaurant with Eli, Lincoln, and Sal. 2 of those dudes I don't even know. I somehow end up in Eli and Tim's room. I'm not sure if I've talked about Tim yet, and if I haven't, I'm sorry, but that's a story for a whole nother time. Dude, that guy has a whole plot of his own. We should all be very glad that I'm still here right now. I got out of the shower, expecting there to be a floor mat there for, whenever you're slippery, your feet are slippery from the water. But I guess the cleaning lady didn't put one earlier whenever she came to clean up all of our stuff, which could be completely on me. I was talking to her the whole time, possibly distracting her, but you know what? We're gonna blame this on her just because, you know, she's probably not watching the video, so no one's gonna know who she is. Today was interesting. It was a really good day. Another successful day, you know, pretty much staying off the phone. I've learned the more value of human interaction, human connection. It did hurt. It was not hurt. It was sad whenever Emmett left. I am gonna miss you, Emmett. But you know, I've found a new group of guys. It's different, you know. A few of them I'm just now starting to get to know, but it's cool. But alas, I decided to go back to my new friend's room for some odd reason. Then we discussed about where to go hang out in the beautiful city of.
Right? That's how you sing your right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm American.
Okay, your turn.
What so gladly we have
What?
on the twilight.
Then Tim bought some cough medicine. Luckily, it was non-alcoholic. At this point, I was just a crowd follower, which is cool, but like, whenever you don't know where you're going, it can be a bit concerning at times. Like, I was like, huh.
Hey, I haven't had a good ice cream in like a hot minute. I'd give this like a 10 out of 10. Got my Monster, my ice cream, energy drink propaganda. Follow it.
Don't drink.
Ben doesn't want to take any. He won't fall for the propaganda.
We then go to a hotel that none of us are staying in. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what's going on by this point, but I'm having a good time. Me and Sal went to try this $50 Mexican restaurant that was inside the hotel, but the rest of the gang apparently were not hungry. So, funny story, we're walking around town and we see these two dudes jumping off of a bridge into some water. And Sal's like, how much for me to do that? Keep in mind, he's wearing a full suit. I said, $20. The highest I'll go is 50. He doesn't know that. So we agree. He contemplates for a few minutes, but he's about to do it. Police pull up to us asking if the guys that jumped off the bridge a few minutes before were okay. They already knew where they went and everything. They just want to make sure that they were okay. Apparently it was illegal. I'm not really quite sure. I think it takes like deduct some points from something. I'm not quite sure. I'm not really into all the law stuff. If you know what the consequence is, let me know in the comments below. But Sal was about to jump, then the police came. So that kind of ruined it. But I'm just like, wow, that is crazy that happened. My man was about to jump in the bridge, and the police came up. After the police, we decided to walk around town a little bit more. Tim had already ran from the police whenever he saw them. Like I said, the dude was wild, but man, I loved him.
Can we just talk about the fact that we lost 2 people?
That was one bad thing about this event, is that there were so many people that there was never any water around, so we had to walk a mile just to go buy sparkling water from Publix. Wait, is that Tim? How does this dude always do that? How does he always come out of nowhere? Man, you're gonna get your own spin-off on my channel one day, dude.
In the gym right now, man. Alone. Miss you, man.
Guess who left their key in the room after stealing his friends?
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought, bro. Okay. You know what? We'll save that for another time. Who has a basketball hoop without the freaking balls? Not much happens the rest of that night besides me catching up on all my missed calls. Next morning, I honestly could not tell you what happened because I got like no sleep that night because my roommates did not want to go to bed. We're trying to find the right room for the conference that we're at. And this lady leads us down this hallway. She pretty much ignores everything we're saying and just leads us this way. And she takes us to this room we do not want to be in. So we stay there for a few minutes. Eli and Sal are the first two to leave. Then Timmy leaves, and I'm alone there. I feel bad. Then I leave, and they're waiting near the restroom. Then that lady's walking down the mile-long hallway, leading someone else there again, and I feel bad. We eventually do find the place that we're looking for, but it's over within 10 minutes, so we decided to go walk around town again. We did stumble upon a hockey stadium, but I want to keep this challenge up, so I made it exceptionally hard to tell where it is.
Oh my gosh, we're in Canada.
You said we're in Canada.
I do my best to find this really nice restaurant to eat at that's not too expensive. But when I finally find one, everyone's out of patience, so they decide we're gonna get the first restaurant we see. So the first restaurant we see has chicken tenders and fries for 20 bucks and a circle pizza for 30. That's where I ended up eating it. Man, I was broke after that. Me and Salad started to get really tight at this point, so Eli kind of ran off. So I just hung out with him and Tim. Me and Sal stuck behind the curtain. I didn't know we were doing anything wrong, but apparently we were. But Tim didn't make it before the security guard came and cut him off. So me and Sal ended up hanging out alone for a few minutes, but then got bored. You might be confused why I just showed you that video. And at first, I was too. But then I remembered, me and Sal got trapped in the building. No one under 18 could leave. So me and him were just hanging out, walking around, trying to figure out a way we could leave. We eventually did leave. We got out legally. We got out with permission. So we didn't do anything wrong. But we had to go visit our friends who got trapped in a hotel room because they did do something wrong. I'm not going to get into all that. That's a story for a whole nother time and a whole nother maybe. But we go and visit them when we hang out in there for a little bit. It really is just down to us two. Sal and I then proceed to head out and go get a pizza for our boys who could no longer leave their hotel room. This thing was massive, by the way. $50, 28 inches, and I was feeding, well, I thought it was me 6 people, but it ended up being 5 mouths, including Tim, who somehow showed up again.
Alright,
Okay.
all hungry?
Grand opening, $50 pizza.
$50 pizza. We walked about a mile for it. We got tons of stairs. Now it's time to dig in. Oh my gosh. This is the funniest opening ever. What did you do? No, we were walking here and I told him don't carry it on its side. He did exactly that as a joke, and look at this.
Whoops. So today was a pretty crazy day. It started off super boring, but man, it lived up to the hype. Probably the best day out of all of them. I grew the most with my friends. We became stronger. We made a bunch of good memories today. It's definitely a day I won't forget. This whole trip has just been honestly life-changing, which you should be able to tell by the video. This is gonna be a fun video. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. Eli does have an early flight that day, so I do get to share one last breakfast with him before he has to go. I realized since Eli's gonna be gone, I have nobody to hang out with because Sal is at a different hotel. So therefore, I would have to go find Tim, which I do go look for Tim because he shares a room with Eli. There was just one problem. And then it is time to part ways with Eli.
Thank you for my roommate, man. That was a real one, dude. I'll be hitting you up on Instagram, man.
I gotta go.
Thank you, man.
Nice seeing you. Good to meet you.
Yeah, man.
See you later.
Hey, we got to make sure that group chat with Emmett stays active.
Yeah. See you guys. Yeah. You've gotta love the camera work by me. And then I'm all sad and alone once again because Tim, well, you know. But then I finally find Sal, and I remember I'm not alone anymore. In fact, I've got a whole new group of friends. Different from the start, yes, but just as awesome. By the way, horrible cup of coffee, 0 out of 10. I do not recommend unless it's the only coffee that's around. We traveled back a few blocks to help Sal go get his stuff from his hotel because he was already late for checkout. But of course, I cannot do anything whenever Tim's around. We'll save that for another time. We then take an Uber back to the convention center, which is literally like 2 minutes away from his hotel. But it was a super hot day over in.
Nice to meet you. Convention center, please.
Last day here.
So with us having to go to Sal's hotel, whenever we got back to the convention center, they wouldn't let us back in. We left some stuff in there, so Tim went in there to go get our stuff for us. So we got food while we were there also. So we had to go eat outside in the rain.
Does it at least taste good?
Tastes awesome. Tastes like not being the
I'm going to put like 2 hours of conversation into one. Mayam had a crush on Tim. Tim wanted nothing to do with Mayam. Sal had a thing for Mayam. Mayam didn't really have a thing for Sal, even though I think she started to develop something. And there I was in the middle of all of that. But Mayam does end up going to the aquarium, so it's just us three. So, you know, boys rule, girls rule, something like that. Guys, that was just a joke, by the way.
I'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Probably not. Text me.
I'll see you, man.
Tomorrow. What? I go see you in a year.
So I don't really get my proper goodbye with Tim. I think it would have been deserved. I didn't talk about him in this as much as I probably should have because he's going to get this entire episode of his own because he's a very unique dude. So I never really got to say goodbye to him. But, you know, he said I'll see you in a year. So I guess that means he's coming back. By the way, this is not my last goodbye with Sal. His brother does end up taking me to the airport because the shuttle never comes. But I didn't record that just because, you know, I was busy. So here I am navigating an airport all by myself. Very proud of myself. Like you can see here, all proud of myself before I board the plane. And there you have it. That's how I made friends, by staying off my phone for 5 days. Did it seem that hard? No, it honestly wasn't. And I want to challenge you to do the same. Maybe get off your phone for a week, go outside, meet some people, go to a park. You might say, Ben, I can't drive. Well, Uber. They got teen Uber now. You're probably a teen if you're watching this, or you're either a mom. A lot of moms watch me. It's cool. I love moms. Shout out to all the moms out there. Anyway, I think it should be a great lesson for us as Gen X, Gen Alpha, all the generations coming. I hope this video impacts a lot of people. It shows that we can still make friends in this world today. We're not hopeless yet. And I think if we can continue this, we can get back into our rhythm, which a lot of people are trying to work on right now. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, comment Tim, and I will see you guys in the next one.